Winning cures everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Welcome in. Winning cures everything. Quick show today. I'm Gary. Solo duties. Daily show, of course. Winning cures everything. You can get us on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the podcast, etc. Make sure that you hit subscribe, that you like whatever video or audio platform you are listening to, and leave a nice review. We always appreciate that. Leave some comments if you are on YouTube. That always helps out things. Rundown on the show. We're going to talk 40 times from the Combine last night. The controversy with Garth Brooks in Detroit. We're going to talk a little boxing. We're going to talk college basketball, and then we'll get out of here. You can check out the website. winningcureseverything.com is the site. It's got all of our picks, previews, podcasts, videos, social media platforms, etc. Hopefully all you guys are having a happy Friday. It is a big weekend. Obviously, we are tailing down at the end of the college basketball season. You want to get some money on some games? You need to go down to Tunica, Mississippi. They are the South's premier sports gambling destination. You can find more information on all of their sports books, along with all the shows that are coming through town, the great steakhouses, etc., over at tunicatravel.com. So go check that out. winningcureseverything.com, tunicatravel.com. Let's go ahead and fire in here. Absolutely. First topic. Last night, Henry Ruggs ran a 4.27 40-yard dash. Do you know how fast you got to be moving to hit 4.27? The NFL Combine record is 4.22. John Ross did it from Washington forever ago, right? Not forever ago, but you get the point. Here was the next closest guy to him, a 4.35 by Quez Watkins. He's a wide receiver from Southern Miss. These are all wide receivers, by the way. I'm going to read off the top 10, then we'll go from there. This is actually longer than 10. Some guys tied for 10. Either way. 4.35 for Quez Watkins at Southern Miss. 4.38 from Darnell Mooney at Tulane. Denzel Mims from Baylor ran a 4.38. Antonio Gibson from Memphis ran a 4.39. Devin Duvernay from Texas ran a 4.39. Chase Claypool, Notre Dame, ran a 4.42. Justin Jefferson, LSU, ran a 4.43. John Hightower from Boise State ran a 4.43. Isaiah Coulter from Rhode Island ran a 4.45. Jerry Jeudy from Alabama ran a 4.45. And Jeff Thomas from Miami ran a 4.45. These guys are booking it. I mean, there is a ton of speed in this draft class. A lot of them, obviously, Jerry Jeudy running as fast as he did, a 4.45, that's only going to help him even more because not only can he run maybe the best routes in the draft, he is, a burner. He can absolutely book it. And obviously you knew that, but maybe you didn't catch on to it because of somebody like Henry Ruggs that was playing right alongside him. Donovan Peoples-Jones was back tied for 18th. Jalen Reagor tied for 15th at 4.47. Freddie Swain from Florida ran a 4.46. It's just crazy to think about how fast these guys actually are. As far as quarterbacks go, Cole McDonald ran a 4.58. That's pretty insane. Pretty good. He ran faster than Jalen Hurts, faster than Herbert, faster than Kelly Bryant. Hurts ran a 4.59. I don't think he did anything to hurt himself. But yeah, it's pretty remarkable. The biggest play, and I'm looking to see because I know CeeDee Lamb ran, but I hadn't seen him yet. I'm looking it up as we speak. This is fantastic radio, of course. CeeDee Lamb ran a 4.50. So I wouldn't call that hurting yourself whatsoever. I think he was just fine. Either way, a lot of speed in this year's draft. Just a ton of speed. So looking forward to seeing what the rest of the Combine brings over the next couple of days. Obviously, some of the bigger names we're not going to see anything from, but Ruggs hitting that 4.27 last night, he wanted to break the record, didn't quite get there, but a 4.27 is, it's the fastest since I think they said 06 or something like that. It was pretty remarkable. Let's move on from there. Let's talk about Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks did a show in Detroit, and he came out wearing a Lions jersey that had Sanders 20 on the back. Everybody saw this. Not everybody, but there were a few fools on Twitter that saw this and immediately thought, oh, he's out there supporting Bernie Sanders for 2020. Nobody seemed to remember in that entire group that Barry Sanders was the running back, maybe the best running back all time in the NFL, but he was the running back for the Detroit Lions years ago, and he wore number 20. So it was something really cool to do in Detroit, to wear maybe the greatest Detroit Lions player ever, to wear his jersey. And these people are coming out talking about how ridiculous it is that a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, like Garth Brooks is out supporting somebody like Bernie Sanders and whatnot. Look, we don't get into politics on here, but good gracious, get over yourselves. Like, we ain't got enough time in this life to deal with you complaining about who some country star is planning to vote for, when actually that had nothing to do with anything that he was doing. I thought the pictures were cool, and I think it's even cooler that the Lions came out with a Barry Sanders presidential campaign today to kind of make fun of the whole thing. And Barry Sanders, of course, was tweeting at Garth Brooks and said, hey, you want to be my running mate? Like, fantastic stuff. They made a ridiculous situation comical and entertaining, and I love it. I love it. So the people that jumped in on that, shame on you. The rest of you, awesome. Cheers for making a ridiculous situation even more entertaining. We definitely appreciate that. Let's move into boxing. Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas are fighting this weekend. Saturday night, welterweight fight. Garcia is moving up in class. He wants to get in there. He wants to, I think he wants to get at Pacquiao next. He wants to be the next big name. This has the opportunity to have some real fireworks here. Both of these guys, Vargas, former champion, these guys move a lot. Obviously, welterweight, not exactly the high-flying, heavyweight class that boxing always seems to be drawn to. It won't do near what Wilder Fury did last week. But if you are a real fight fan and you want to watch real boxing, Garcia and Vargas is going to be fantastic. So I recommend that you make sure you sit down on Saturday night and tune in for that. I've got to go with Garcia here. He hadn't been beaten. I don't have a good reason. I haven't seen either of these guys enough. But I will be sat down on Saturday night watching this fight, seeing what's going to happen next, because I think you've got a chance for some really big fights down the line that could be insanely entertaining. And that's what I want out of life. I want entertainment. I want something to keep me happy. So, next topic and last topic for the day, I have no college basketball picks for Friday night. Numbers don't like any of them. There's not a ton of, I think there's 14 games maybe. I don't like any of them. The numbers lean one way, the trends lean another way. The numbers say for me to take Yale minus 8.5 tonight, but Penn is 8-0 as an underdog. So I'm not touching it. I'm staying away. Sometimes that's the smartest thing to do in gambling. But we can talk about some of the big games on Saturday, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Michigan State at Maryland. If Maryland wins at home against Michigan State, and they are favored by 2 here, they just got a big win. Was it last weekend? Maybe a couple of weekends ago, whatever it was. Maryland won at Michigan State by like 7 points. If Maryland gets this win, they will have their first outright Big Ten regular season title ever. That's a pretty big step for Mark Turgeon, I think. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. I think Maryland does get it done. I don't know how they keep winning. I don't trust their players. I don't trust their coaching, and yet they continue to get it done. Anthony Cowan, you can talk all the crap you want to about him. He just keeps showing up. I'm gonna take Maryland in this one. Seton Hall at Marquette. Seton Hall leads the Big East right now. They are 12-4 in conference, or 12-3 in conference. But right on their heels, Creighton and Villanova both are sitting at 11-4. All of them still have 3 games left. This is senior day for Marcus Howard at Marquette. I think that Seton Hall finds I take that back. I think Marquette will get this win at home. It's their last home game before the conference tournament. And so I expect Seton Hall, Creighton, and Villanova all to be tied when Saturday is done. Next up, Penn State at Iowa. Penn State been on a little bit of a decline here lately. And, I hate that because they had been playing so well. Iowa at home, really tough to beat. Really, really difficult. Penn State did get the win over Rutgers earlier this week. They had lost 2 straight before that. I don't think that they can get it done at Iowa this go-round. So that'll be 3 out of 4 losses. I don't think it's going to hurt them as far as getting into the NCAA tournament. I think they're pretty much a lock at this point. But, they still got Michigan State left next week. So you want to make sure, for seeding's sake, that you get one of these 2. You got Michigan State at home. I think you can get that. You did already win at Michigan State. So not a necessary game, but should be a very entertaining game with Penn State and Iowa. Next up, Duke at Virginia. Duke is still, the numbers love Duke. Over at KenPom, they are still number 5 in the country. They are number 9 in adjusted offense and number 14 in adjusted defensive efficiency. That is ridiculous. But I don't know what to make of this team. I mean, they just lost at Wake Forest. You would think that they would come back on the road at Virginia and be irritated, that they would come out fired up, ready to go. Virginia, only 47 at KenPom. I mean, they're sitting behind Alabama. They've got a 20-7 record. I would assume that they're going to make the NCAA tournament. They have won, 5 games in a row, and they have won 8 of their last 9. Not too shabby for a team that can't really score, right? Their offensive efficiency is terrible. I mean, 209. But they are number 4 in defensive efficiency. So I'm curious. I mean, we'll see what they can do against Duke. This is always a pretty big game. The numbers project them to lose 62-58. So we'll see. I'll go Duke there. I think they got more options to be able to score. And so next, we got 2 more games. Auburn at Kentucky. I think Kentucky gets this done. They've won 10 out of 11 games. I think they are the best team in the SEC, and it's not even close. Auburn, Okura is fantastic. He's really good. But they got to go on the road. And this is a big, big game for Calipari and those guys. Calipari, historically, has not done super well against Bruce Pearl. But they are at home. They are playing really, really well. I think they are a better team than Auburn. So I'm going to take the Wildcats to win there. And then finally, the late cap on Saturday night. At the beginning of the season, you would not have expected this to be a good game. UCLA has a chance to go out and win the Pac-12. Now, they are number 84 at KenPom, which is just ridiculous. Arizona is number 14 at KenPom. But if you look at the Pac-12 standings, UCLA 11-5, and Arizona is 9-6. I mean, it kind of blows your mind a little bit. But UCLA, I mean, they have won, they have won 6 straight games and 8 of their last 9. I mean, that is just remarkable stuff. So, they've lost 2 games in their last, 13. I mean, they're 11-2 in the last 13. They are rolling right now, and they're playing at home. The numbers have them losing this game. I'd go the opposite way. I'm going to take UCLA to win the game. I don't trust Arizona for anything. And, Arizona also on a 2-game losing streak. That definitely doesn't help anything. But, I'll take UCLA. I think it would be hilarious for Mick Cronin to get this team to win a conference title in a year that they were not supposed to really do anything. This is a developmental year. I mean, good Lord. They lost to Hofstra, BYU, Michigan State, Notre Dame, a bad North Carolina team, Cal State Fullerton and all that before they actually got into conference play. And to start the conference season, they beat Washington and then lose to Washington State, USC, and Stanford, and then they go on this run. So give me Mick Cronin on that game. They are not favored, but they are at home. And, I mean, they're riding a wave right now. I would not want to go against them. Tomorrow, I will look and see if there's any games that I like if I have enough time. I'm going to a rifle alumni thing for my wife this evening, so we'll see if I can dig in the numbers when I get home. But go over to winningcureseverything.com, go to the gambling picks section. You can find all of my picks there. On the season, I am sitting at, and I will tell you, 206, 153, and 14. That's 57.38%. Not too shabby. If I can stick around 57% for the rest of the season, I'll feel pretty good about myself. So far on the week, only 7, 6, and 3. Not good, but not terrible either. So I'll take it. I think that's going to do it for today's show. WinningCuresEverything.com is the website. Go over to TunicaTravel.com. Check out what Tunica, Mississippi has to offer. They are the South's premier sports gambling destination. You guys have been fantastic. We always appreciate you. If you like the show, share it out. Make sure that you are subscribed, and we will see you next time. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.